everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of the Lowery Show. For today's episode, I have a special guest. It's somebody who has a special place in my heart because they kind of convinced me to get going. And it was the first podcast that I had ever been on. The first time I was ever recorded was on this person's podcast. But I would like to welcome to the show Sam Coleman-Dancer. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro.
It's Friday the 13th, man. Are you superstitious?
So I'm not. So when I woke up this morning, I actually saw it on my phone. I was like, the first thing that came to my mind, I saw it. I was like, do I want to go see a scary movie tonight? So I looked up to see if there was any new scary movies. But anyway, I'm not superstitious.
Yeah, I'm not superstitious.
Friday 13th, we're gonna get some work done on this Friday night. So I guess that's my superstition. Work all the time.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Listen, in the introduction, you said this a special place. I really appreciate that compliment. Then also, this is my first podcast, so
of going on someone else's.
Yeah, so
nice,
like this,
man.
a bunch of people have asked me, but like this is the first one that I scheduled you first. So this is what we dude. So I'm excited.
I love it, man. Yeah. So like, all right. So yeah, I mean, I see all the stuff you're doing. Like, so if someone sees your stuff and they ask you, they're like, "Yo, man, like, what do you do? What's like your quick answer? What's your little pitch when someone asks you that?"
I actually like that. I actually like that question because I've been getting a lot lately, and my answer is I don't know. I'm figuring it out. I'm 20 years old. I'm still in college.
You can say you're a student, right? So that's like that's your quick answer for like someone on the street.
I'm a student in college. I'm just hustling. I'm trying to figure out how to use these platforms to communicate to people. And like, I'm using college as a safety net. You know, some people don't want to go to college. I mean, I can't really say that I'm super excited to be here, but I'm definitely going to take the time that I am here. And that's an advantage for me. Like I can take that and just learn and build and create as many relationships as possible. So when somebody asks me, what do I do? I'm just a kid just talking to the world, sharing my mindset, sharing the things that I've learned, and hopefully to inspire or spark something in somebody else to want to do the same and find opportunity in the world instead of, complaints. So
I love it. I love it. Well, you got me. You kind of pushed me at good timing right over the edge to get started. But this is episode 10. So it's been about 10 weeks since 11 weeks since that we did that podcast on yours. And
bro, you caught up to us. I think you were like 10 or 11 or something like that. That's incredible. I've seen you put into work. Like I'm just really like, it's crazy to watch because, I mean, we both watch Gary Vee a little bit.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a lot of people actually put in the work, become practitioners of actually putting out content.
Yeah.
You went out and hired.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was saying this earlier today, like as far as my personal like branding that's been going on the past couple of months, like I only think I'm doing about 25, 30% as good as I could be doing because I think my business is my main thing. Like,
Yeah. I feel that like your business, I have school, it's totally different, but in the same in some ways. And I feel like I can be doing more. And I'm sure
you're doing a lot, dude. I mean, yeah, you're hustling on it.
Just because of how ambitious you are, like the energy I get off of you, I know we're similar in a lot of ways and we both probably think we can be doing better, but at the same time, we can't really beat ourselves up too much. We only can do as much as we can. Right.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, exactly. And like, I'm not making like money from this. My business is my main thing. And plus that's where I get like the inspiration for my content. Cause I'm like a businessman. That's like where my approach is. So I kind of got to like have the business or else I don't have that approach. But, all right. So, but I see you, dude, you're putting out tons of content and I first connected with you, I think on Twitter because I saw like what you were doing and it like stuck out to me because I think you're a charismatic guy. And then you also got like the really nice editing, you got like the music and that little like snap with your name and everything. Like you do all that like editing and stuff?
Yeah, I do everything. So if you go back on my Instagram, when I first started, I mean, I used the app Over. So for the people out there that are watching this or that's listening, if you check me out, if you go all the way back to the beginning on Instagram, I was using an app called Over and it helped me with the creative. It's kind of similar to TikTok in a way. because the app, it kind of gave me training wheel to learn how to be creative. They had a bunch of different templates and stuff, and I used that and I utilized it. And then I watched different people. So I watched Gary Vee, I watched Grant Cardone, I watched Ty Lopez, I watched different, like whoever it was. I watched John. Do you know John Henry Styles? I watched him anyway.
No, I don't know him. I knew all his other names, but I don't know that
Yeah,
one.
he's a real estate investor now, but he sold one of his dry cleaning companies when he was like 18 for like a mil or something like
Damn.
that. But anyway, excuse me.
But dude, I love how you're on top of everything, right? So I see you on YouTube, Instagram. I see you're always tweeting. I know TikTok. You do Snapchat too.
Snapchat.
And then, is there anything else there? Like any other places you post that I'm missing?
So I post on, you got Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, you do LinkedIn too?
On LinkedIn, Snapchat.
Yeah, like all of them.
I have email, but not a lot of people are signed up to my email marketing.
So do you post like different stuff like based upon the platform?
Huge, like the content on all of these platforms is so different. And when I first started, I was just kind of reposting stuff from Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. It wasn't working. So now I do post produce for LinkedIn. I do post produce for Twitter. Well, actually, LinkedIn is a little different because I'm still trying to figure out how I want to like market myself on LinkedIn. So I kind of just videos, but yeah, I do different stuff, YouTube, and everything's different. Like the context is different on each platform. Like I can't post what I post on TikTok because like the range is different. And so, yeah.
Okay, I hear you. Yeah, and like there's like the how long, like a minute, all that stuff. But what do you think you're like? What piece of content has like done best for you so far? Does anything stand out in your head that's like been your best piece?
Well, not really. I don't look back at them that much just because I haven't really formed.
Right. I remember we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. But a lady hit me up earlier this week, and she sent me a DM. I think I reposted on my story, but she was like, "This really sparked something in me. Like this meant a lot." And it was a YouTube video, and I was, I sent her a message back, but I was like, I want to be selfish here. I want to ask like, what video was it and what part?
Right.
And she was like, I can't remember, but it was like one of my very first YouTube videos. It was kind of like a compilation of different things. And so that this week, that's the only thing that popped in my mind.
That's a cool feel. That's a cool feeling though, right?
It is, bro. Like it's better. Like when I get those messages, that gives me the energy to keep going. I don't know, if you've been through, but like that feeling is the best. It really is.
Yeah. I've had like one or two people be like, "Hey man, like great stuff. You're a legend." I'm like, thanks, man. It's cool.
Yeah, but like at the same time, try not to get too high on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's my main thing in business. Like, never get too high, never get too low. Like, because I've had moments where I've been really down. I've had moments where I'm really up. But the worst thing you can do is just have an up moment and then get real cocky, and like that's a bad way to be.
I think my mom actually helped me a lot with that because my mom, when I tell her stuff, news or like accolades or stuff, she's like, "That's great. What are you gonna do next? What are you gonna do?" She doesn't get overly excited, but she's excited because she tells her friends and stuff. But like at the same time, she keep that mellow blue with me. So I think that helped me a lot.
Yeah, that'll take it far. But all right. So like I was laughing, dude. I tweeted you back, but I was laughing when you said like you applied for a job at Chick-fil-A because I forget that you are like a college kid because I see you talking on Instagram and stuff like that, and I forget that like you're a college kid, like you're broke, like, and I was laughing.
Broke is
like I was just laughing when I saw that because first of all, I could see you working at Chick-fil-A, being really like nice, and I think you'd be a great employee there.
Just because you said that, I pulled into Chick-fil-A last week, and I was like, this would like, I bet this helps so many of the employees at Chick-fil-A, like in their life, just having how they always got to say like my pleasure and stuff.
They're
like
so
that.
nice there, yeah.
That has to help so much in life.
Yeah, I'm always impressed that Chick-fil-A they're so big, and their corporate culture makes every single person in the company nice somehow. Like, why don't other companies do that? Like, like I'm always impressed by that with Chick-fil-A.
Are you a big Chick-fil-A fan?
I mean, try not to eat that much fast food, but yeah, like Chick-fil-A. I mean, it's delicious.
What would be your favorite restaurant? I know we kind of get off topic, but like,
my favorite restaurant, like fast food?
Yeah.
McDonald's.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was gonna say.
How'd you know? How'd you know?
I don't know. You just look like McDonald's. Like,
I love their barbecue sauce. It's so good. But they should sell it in the stores. It's so, you don't like that? Oh, dude, their barbecue sauce. That's basically why I go.
I'll pick sweet and sour sauce.
All right, yeah, I feel you. But yeah, but as far as like you working that job, like do you? So you said I think I might know your answer. Like you say you don't know, but like, do you have like an end game to like monetize? Like, have you ever thought about like putting ads in any of your stuff, or like with all the stuff you're doing? Do you even have like a vague plan for how to monetize or like make a career out of it at all?
I haven't like really thought like deep into it, but like that you just asked me that question and you were talking about ads. So like if my YouTube channel got big, I would obviously, take ad revenue from that. But in
Like,
in terms,
have you ever thought about going to like someone who sells glasses or clothing and being like, hey, I'll wear my shirt or your shirt in one of my videos. You give me $100.
yeah,
Like,
I wouldn't do that just because like that's not really me.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, it's like it's hard to monetize like content because you want to be genuine. You don't want to like be
I wanna
selling to
be
people.
Yeah, and then for me, like this is crazy, but I'm not really like I always say this like people sorry. People ask me like, Sam, are you an entrepreneur? I'm like, no, not really. I never was. Like I come from that background.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard for me to sell to people. Like not,
Okay.
not I can sell you something, but it just doesn't feel right for me.
Yeah. And you
I don't want
never
to ask
like
you. I don't want to ask you. I want you to ask me. So I wouldn't do it. It wouldn't feel comfortable for me.
Dave. So like, do you like you're in the entrepreneur center? You're obviously like putting stuff out there, entrepreneurial mindset. Like, do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to have your own business one day? Is that one of your goals?
Yeah. I can see myself like overseeing and like building a really cool environment culture team. I think that's just something I've always been into. Um, this morning I was actually thinking because I had a feeling you're gonna ask me this question. I was
Yeah.
actually thinking because I never really just take time to just say what was it that I used to do as a kid that I probably would go back to and build a business around. And when I've always been into like building. So like now I'm trying to build my brand. If it was building up
Right.
my teammates or something like that, I don't know. But when I was little, probably like 4 or 5 or 6, I used to draw. I used to be into architecture, but I didn't even know it was architecture at the time. So what I would do is I would get on the computer and research floor plans for houses, and I would draw out using my own creativity. Like I would just look and see how they did it, and draw out house plans of what I wanted to build when I got older and made a lot of money. So
That's
like
a,
if my mom's watching this, mom, if you're watching this or listening to this, if you still have those architecture plans, that'd be cool. We can bring that down.
that would be
Like
cool.
I used to, and I was thinking this morning, I was like, that was like something that was really kind of odd for a 4 to 6 year old to do. Like, and they were really detailed too. I had like everything marked out, right feet and stuff. So if I would build anything, just because you asked me this question
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
this morning, I think, I mean, I could see myself building like an architecture design company.
Yeah, I mean that's random because that's not really related to what you're doing, right? I mean, so
And
there's basically you can sell a product, a service, or entertainment, and then sell ads.
yeah, yeah. And I'm so into entertainment. I'm so into like all that stuff. But like right now, I'm just trying to siphon off all the attention that I can now. And people really, really, mess with me.
Yeah, but all that attention that you have now, if you build it up, siphon it, that wouldn't have any positive effect on your like if you build an architecture business, right? Like
No,
that, it would be kind of a waste of all that attention
I
because
don't
not
think
every.
so. I don't think
You
so. I
don't
don't think so.
think?
I think, I think, I mean, if I say, hey, do you guys know anybody who's looking for house plan designs? And
Okay,
you know what
okay,
I'm saying?
fair
I can
enough.
put it on LinkedIn and put out I'll say, hey, I want to invite 10 people to come have dinner with me who's interested in home designing or something. You know what I mean? It's a lot of
Yeah,
different,
okay.
you
I mean, it
know,
would be it would be a small percentage of people that like I wouldn't be
all
interested in that. But like if you had a channel, I might watch it, and then if there's an ad. But yeah, I mean that would be maybe some advice. Like if you're gonna start a business, just there's three things: the product, a service, or an entertainment content where you sell ads for people's eyeballs. Seems like that's like maybe like the path that you'd be on. But yeah, there's just
I don't know.
you're still thinking about it. That's cool.
I'm still thinking. I'm still thinking. I think a lot of my audience, right, like the people that are in my like circle, are probably just looking for like the the motivation now, you know, the
Okay.
motivation
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff like that. But you know, as I start to take foot and do stuff and different things, I think it'll change up. So my
Okay.
content will be the same forever.
I feel it, man. I like it. I like it.
It will be foundational. This stuff will be foundational. So
Absolutely. I mean, it's not yet. It'll be around forever, which is
yeah,
really cool. But yeah, I thought that was so funny with the Chick-fil-A thing. But that's cool. You're still thinking about it. You're figuring out. I was at the same stage when I was your age, except I didn't have any content. I was just partying. I think my school had an entrepreneur center. I might have been to it 1 or 2 times, but dude, I mean, the way your attitude.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So because I learned a lot from you.
yeah.
If you so now thinking about it, would you want to go back and create content? If you were my age?
I actually was going to kind of bring this up. No, I wouldn't. Like, all
Wow.
right. So here's what I actually wanted to run this past you because it's one of my next thoughts and I just wanted to, someone who's doing content, I wanted to run this thought past you because it's kind of the answer to that question, to be honest.
Yeah.
So like Gary Vee always talking about document, not create, right? Like, and that's basically what you're doing. Like, and I've think about that a lot. And I just started 10 weeks ago and I don't consider myself documenting that much. I'm more like trying to be like a voice and have advice because I already built something and I've already had success. So I have like advice and things to say and some credibility. So I'm not really documenting as much as I'm trying to be a voice and give opinions, right? So if the past 7 years, the only thing I did was every 3 months with my company, I'll do like a company meeting and then we recorded it. And that was just that wasn't really for other people. That was kind of just for the company or for me. Yeah. That was my little bit of documenting. But it wasn't like to put out or anything like that. But since I wasn't focused on that, I was just face down and grinding to my business. And like, I wouldn't have been able to afford like anyone else to like help me with it. So I would have had to spend time doing it. So I'm happy that I didn't do anything up until now and that I kept my head in the ground, focused, and built my business. And I think that for some people who want to start a business, like who want to sell like a product or service, like I think Gary Vee tells everyone to document, not create. But like, I think that not everyone needs to do that, especially if they're going to like start a business that is like a product or a service. Like, if you're not going to be the face of it, like I pretended that my business was bigger than it was for like 7 years. Like people come to the website and it wasn't like, hey, like I'm Sean, like I'm just starting I was like, this is our customer service line. This is like our team. Like I would use phrases to kind of look bigger than we were because I wanted to look credible and have people buy stuff from us. And it kind of worked. And now that we're something, we're doing more like behind the scenes for like our business to our customers and stuff. But I've been thinking about giving that advice on maybe like a podcast to some people. And that's why I'm saying to you, how are you going to monetize this? Because I think you're putting all this time and effort into documenting. Like, I feel like there should be a point to it. Like, and one thing that I think is really cool that I definitely dig is when like people say like, well, it'll be cool to have this content for like your kids, like just to have, like, it's like a cool photo album. So I definitely buy that. But as far as, that's why like when you said you want to do an architect firm, I'm like, and I know you're just spitballing, but like, that means like a lot of this would be for fun and you wouldn't be like, you know, not everyone's going to be as interested in that. If you build up 10,000 followers, you know, maybe a couple will be interested in that thing. Like, I think that you should document if you're going to build off it into something that you're going to make money from. And like, that's why I'm starting it now. And like, I'm kind of doing it for fun, honestly. Like I built my business up where I can put a couple hours a week aside to do something different. And I'm always yapping anyway, so I might as well do it into a microphone. But no, to answer your question, I wouldn't go back and document. I would do what I did. I would stick my head in the ground and just build my business. And that's why I'm kind of developing my thoughts on this because, you know, remember I said I'm going to like make Gary Vee my rival. Like I want to maybe tell some people who are thinking about just starting, I don't know if you need to document if you're just starting, unless you're going to try to build something like from that. Yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. And I wanted to run that past you because it might be counterintuitive to you.
I agree with everything. I mean, everything you just said, I've thought about. from the point of like really just like working, like, because experience is a lot, experience is everything. But also having that having that age, that's like a positive. That's an upside for a lot of people too. But back to what you were saying about like what I want to do with my content. So a lot of people don't know this, but Undeniable Sports is I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but anyway, Undeniable Sports. I do the media side. You probably seen me.
What's that? What's that?
So Undeniable Sports actually is Sports Social, which is I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying this because
I don't have that many listeners.
All right. Anyway, so Sports Social is a sports tech company that I'm working with a bunch of guys on. I don't want to say any names because I don't know if if that can be released because they were in higher positions. But he asked me to join, and so he wanted me to run the creative side of Undeniable Sports. So
that seems great for you.
Yeah, it's great. And he offered me like percentage of the company and stuff like that. So now, since that happened a couple of months ago, I've kind of like transformed a pathway for myself. So I kind of do know where I want to go, but I brought the architecture part up earlier just because of what I thought.
You're spitballing, thinking of something you liked as a kid. But see, like, I mean, that like just since you put all this time and effort into learning audio and all this social media stuff that you're so into and developing your personality, like I would hate to see that go to waste. Like I think something with like maybe like sports and entertainment and social media would be like a way that you could build off what you've already done.
And I love that stuff so much. And a lot of people, they only see Chris me on Instagram and stuff, and they're like, oh, he's so motivational. But like, if you actually saw me, if you come to a football game with me, you would see how sports. And
you love sports, yeah. And you're a practitioner on these social media platforms, which will be valuable in any business to know what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you hang out with me, you'll see like the entertainment side of me. I like to dance.
Yeah, you're an entertaining guy. Yeah.
And like, so I'm super into sports. I'm super into entertainment, and I'm super into understanding these platforms to build an audience around whatever I want to do in that industry. So like now podcast, I'm trying to get like business people in the sports world or new athletes, and I mean, just really.
I love that path for you, man. You could be kind of like a bar stool type, like personality, you could get it out there so well with all your knowledge of social media that you're spending so much time on. Yeah, and you could do what you love or whatever, sports.
So here's the connection. I want to build that podcast up to have a name, so every young athlete talent that comes through knows about Undeniable Sports, and then also knows about the podcast. And
I like that.
I can put them on in the business world of sports if the people I know. So, yeah,
I like that. I was actually going to ask you. I was going to ask you about the podcast guests because my podcast like isn't really as much like it's not. I do it by myself most of the time. Like I've had a couple people on, but like a lot of podcast people always have a guest. Like, and I was going to say, how do you get your guests? Because I would imagine that would be kind of hard because. Yeah. You know, you're just building it from the beginning. It's not like you're going to get like Elon Musk to come on your podcast, you know, like not yet, but like, how do you go about like getting people like?
So how it all started was, I don't know if you know David Meltzer. Have you seen him?
I know he was on your podcast. Is it that the skateboarder?
No, David Meltzer is, he's the CEO and co-founder of Sportsman Marketing. He's also,
I don't know who that is. No.
He's also sports agent. But he became really famous as he lost $100 million, and then
I saw your podcast had that title. Okay, that's right. That's where I know I recognize it from your podcast. Yeah. Okay. How'd you get him?
It's actually weird how I connected with him. So I looked him up. I saw like one of his videos, and he's a co-founder with Warren Moon. You know, Warren used to be a quarterback.
Warren Moon, Seahawks, right?
Yeah. He went to the Seahawks, the Oilers. So when he played at the Houston Oilers at QB, my uncle, my mom's brother, was a wide out for him at the Houston Oilers. He's a wide receiver.
Damn.
With the connection, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I kept that in mind. He would post every day, 4 times a day, 3 times a day. I would comment underneath.
That's smart.
Post, and I would answer every single comment that all of his people left. I mean, every single one. I did it for 30 days straight. he finally
that on top of the personal connection.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Because I was going to say, it seems like a full-time job to try to get people on, because if it was my job to get cool people on my podcast, I would do that. I would do exactly what you did. Let them get to know you by commenting on all their stuff and then stick out in their head, and it would take time. But that seems like, on top of all the other stuff you're doing, a full-time job to like get good guests. Like,
it was hard. I would do it at night. So after he would post throughout the day, I would go on all of his posts and then do it at night until like tired of going to sleep. But he DM'd me and he asked about my content, and then I asked him for an internship. I said, "Can I come work for you for free? I'll come create your content." And he was like, send a message to my assistant. So I did that. He offered me an internship this summer. I didn't take it.
Okay.
But I got him on my podcast.
That's probably better. Like,
I got him on my podcast, and then I just leveraged that. So
that's cool.
I would see people in the business world that I followed that followed him, and then I would say, "Hey, you know David Nelson?"
So you hustled. You hustled to get him.
I would send him a face DM, and video DM, and I would say, "Hey, I got David Nelson on my podcast. Lost $100 million. Love to get you on the podcast next." Boom, boom, boom.
And you hustled. I would imagine that would be the best way to do it. Just keep pushing. You should try to get Gary Vee.
When you get when you get key people, you can just leverage it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Doesn't Gary Vee follow you on like Twitter or something?
Yeah, he follows me on Twitter.
How's that going?
I don't want to ask him. I don't want to ask him to get on my podcast.
I mean, he probably won't. Like, you know.
He probably won't. But I want him to ask me one day. So I want to say,
there you go. How did he come about following you? He doesn't follow like that many, like.
Yeah, he doesn't follow them.
Like, was it just one day you were on your phone and it said Gary Vee started following me, or like?
I actually think it was because I bought. He was selling sports cars one day, and I bought some, and they didn't come the next week. So I sent him a commented or something. I was like, I haven't received my sports cars. He was like, DM me, and I was like, I can't DM you because you don't follow me. He's like, done.
That's very cool. That's cool. I like that. Oh man, that's cool. But yeah, man, there's a lot of cool routes you could go. I think you should stay in the content like business rather than.
I love content so much. Like
exactly, you seem to love it.
I do. I get a really fuzzy, especially like I was off this past week on Instagram because I was like really studying and stuff, and I get a really fuzzy feeling when I create content and post it. I don't know why, but I just really love it. I really
cool,
do.
Man. Cool. All right, so I want to ask you something else about like college, right? So I actually did an episode about like my thoughts for like college and entrepreneurs. And honestly, like I think college is amazing. I loved college, man. I think that it's healthy for everyone to do it. Like get out of your hometown, go somewhere else, meet new people. And a lot of people like you're so young that you can start a business like after. Like I think that it's generally a good thing for people's like state of mind and their health and just learning more about the world. But one thing that was my experience from college was I learned nothing. I learned not one thing that I've used to build my business, not one like practical thing in the classroom. I mean, I didn't learn one thing in the classroom. That I was a marketing major and I didn't learn one, and now I market it and I have a $5 million business and I had to learn nothing from my major. So like, I was curious, like what's your like major? Like, are you learning things in the classroom? And I'm curious to know if they've updated like what they're teaching people. Are they teaching about Twitter or Instagram or?
That's the only downfall about education. I don't want to get too much into it because I don't really know about the downfall. But yeah, it's like not.
Like, what's your major? Like, what kind of classes are you taking?
When I first got to college, I came in for chemical engineering. Stayed in for a year. Bounced out because it wasn't for me. I was literally in class. Changed to finance because I was like, oh, I kind of want to get into stocks. Did that for like weeks. No, not for me. So now I'm in business management, and it's easy.
Have you had a marketing class yet?
Yeah, I took principles of marketing.
What did they teach you? Did they say anything about social media?
Yes. So the lady, she knows about it, but she's still in her temporary, like her old ways.
she's a pretty good teacher in marketing, but it's nothing. It would only get me thinking because she was all about the theories and stuff like behind everything. I'm all about what you actually need to be doing, like the practical work.
Right.
And they don't really talk about the practicality because they're not actually doing it.
Yeah, they're just teachers. That always bothered me. And
they're really knowledgeable about like the theories behind everything.
Well, yeah, they read the textbook over and over. They understand the textbook. If you gave them a paper test, they would pass it. But like, are they even thinking about it though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but if you gave them if I gave her my phone and say, hey, can you post a 5-minute video that's contextual to LinkedIn, they would know how to do it. Just because they don't know that.
Yeah, like
I don't learn a lot. I don't learn a lot of stuff
in the classroom
that I use. Yeah, in the classroom. But
yeah,
I actually come to school to meet new people.
Well, dude, and this entrepreneur center seems to be awesome. And you're crushing it. Like, and that's where you met like Brandon, who you do the podcast with, right?
And look, here's Caleb. This is my buddy, right? This is Caleb. He's a hustler as well. Come on, Caleb. Podcast. Come on, podcast. Say what's up. This is Sean.
What up, Caleb? What up? Welcome to the Sean Lowery Show. You're on. We got the video going, so.
Oh, I didn't mean to intrude. I'm sorry.
No, you are, bro. But yeah, like what we're saying, I don't use anything that I learned in class. But I'm here for the relationships. I'm here just because it's kind of like I said, I can take advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah. On my podcast, I broke it down. I said, and I let it off. I said, I didn't learn a damn thing from college. Didn't teach me anything, but it's awesome. Yeah. College is all, you get to figure yourself out.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, there's a couple of times I was just like, oh, I just want to just quit. But now I'm just sucking it up, and it's like it's not.
Well, really if you dropped out, you wouldn't be able to use that entrepreneur center, right?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be able to use this. I probably could sneak on campus.
You probably sneak in, yeah. But like, yeah, that's part of one of the benefits. So, I mean, like, when you graduate, do you like know what you're gonna do? Like, how are you Mississippi? Like, is that where that's your hometown? That's like your home state too? Like, how close are you? How close is like your hometown to your college?
2 hours away.
Okay. Like, do you think you'll like, know what you're going to do yet? Probably not. Like, when you graduate, stick in that area?
Yeah, I definitely won't stick here. I'll probably move to Nashville or
Nashville. Okay. Nashville or Atlanta. They're like the main cities there?
Yeah, that's kind of close to and based on what I'm going to do with Undeniable Sports and all of that. So it'll be one of those two places.
They're like the big southern cities.
Yeah.
Every time
I really like bigger cities because I like to move fast. So like Atlanta I like it.
Move fast. Yeah. Every time I think of Mississippi, I always think of MISS, ISS, IPPI. They taught me that at like school.
Great people though.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So like I saw like something about like you're a Titans fan. Like is that the team that you like? I saw you post something about the Titans.
Dude, that's the only thing I hate about being here in Mississippi.
No good teams.
We don't have any professional teams.
Right.
So I was like, if I had to pick, I can't pick the New Orleans Saints because they're just I kind of be like, I would be a bandwagon, I thought. So I was like, Tennessee Titans, they don't really do that well. And then my uncle played for the Houston Oilers that transferred to the Tennessee Titans. So I was like, all right, I'll just be a Tennessee Titans fan.
There you go. Yeah, man. I used to be like a huge sports fan, but I've kind of like not been as big a fan the past couple of years because like, first of all, if my team loses, I'm not going to spend the whole next week being sad because a bunch of guys younger than me like messed up. It's not my fault, Yeah. So like, I'm not as much of a sports fan as I used to be, but I'm
a big college guy. So Mississippi State, the Bulldogs.
That's awesome. You go to the games?
Oh yeah.
That's got to be amazing.
That's the stuff people don't get to see on Instagram. People don't get to see that stuff. Like if they would come hang out with us at a tailgate, they get a lot more context of who we actually are. Yeah.
That's awesome, man, though. But that's so – I've always – like, my college was awesome, but we didn't have a big sports, like, team. Like, your SEC is probably amazing.
It's big. I love it. And, I know a couple times when we played Alabama. We play Alabama here.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle down here. But when did we play Alabama? When was that? That was like 2 years ago here? 2 years ago? I mean, it was electric. We almost beat Alabama almost. And it was just crazy. Like, the feeling – it is crazy. And people say that, like, Mississippi State has one of the top 3 loudest atmospheres in, like, this.
Okay, I believe it, man. That's awesome. But, yeah, that's another reason that, like, I love that whatever the sports thing is that you're doing, it involves content, sports, social media, and, like, entertainment. That seems right up your alley, man. And, I don't know all the details. You don't have to tell me. But like you get a piece of that company, that seems like a really good path for you.
I appreciate that because like I think about it all the time. I'm like, is this really what I'm doing? And just to hear somebody else say like, oh, like the things you're doing kind of maps out to that. I appreciate that a lot.
Cool, man. That's awesome. All right, so my last question, I wanted to ask you about, obviously Gary Vee's talking about it, like TikTok, right? Like, that's like the new, like he's talking about it. Like, is that something that like, everyone's like actually using? Is it like, or is it more like just because Gary Vee said it, now everyone's jumping on? Or is it more like what? I haven't experienced it a lot.
Oh, glad you asked me a question. Let's go. So last year, so I look at the top 3 apps, the top trending apps, almost every day. And last year, around August, around a little bit before September of last year, I was seeing TikTok trending, but it was trending like 2014. I was like, what is this?
It used to be called Musical.ly, right?
Yeah, it used to be called Musical.ly. They got acquired. TikTok, the company that's under, the company that TikTok's under acquired Musical.ly.
Okay.
But I was watching it and it was going up in the ranks. I was like, I'm gonna download this and see what it's like. Downloaded it. And it started off super young because I have cousins that are like super young, like they were 4 and
like
5.
10. Oh, really?
They were on TikTok a lot. Like they were really posting a lot of videos. Like, what is this TikTok? And so I was watching, and then I went and spoke at a high school last semester or during Christmas break, and I was hearing like the younger high school students talk about using TikTok, and I was just seeing it grow. I was like, all right, this thing is real. And I was watching it climb. It was in the top 10 of free apps. I was like, okay, this thing is real. Like people are gonna use it. And now you can just hear it circulating. Like I watch people. And
hold on. Did you base that upon how it was going up in the rankings, or did you, which is obviously important, or did you base it on like using it and liking it, or more about the rankings?
I based it on how it was going up in the rankings and how it was going through the ages of people. So it started off with 5 to 6, and it was just going up. And now today, I was in financial accounting class, and the guy next to me was like, "I'm obsessed with TikTok," and he was in a frat. So if he's using it. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, it's
and like you know how like all right, so like there's like Twitter, you'll go for like news, kind of like Instagram, it's kind of everything. Like, is it like TikTok's like it's like entertainment? Is it like funny videos? Like, is it new? It like what like like what would it take over, or would it just be like something else? Like,
it's a more cultural type platform. If that's kind of like the question you ask, it's it's entertainment.
Okay, entertainment.
It's in the entertainment app category too.
Okay. And what's Twitter? What's Twitter in? What category is Twitter in?
Social networking.
Okay, all right. So it's a little different category. That makes sense.
It's like social networking, entertainment, and you got photos and video platforms. It's a lot of different.
And where would YouTube fall on that? Would that be under social media or under entertainment?
It's photo and video platform.
Photo and video platform. Okay. Yeah, but it's interesting, and yeah, I just didn't know if everyone was jumping on it because Gary Vee said it, or vice versa.
It's real. It's really real, bro. It's really real.
Cool.
The difference is you got to make your content contextual to the platform.
Right, and it's there. It has to be. It's like a minute max, right? Yeah. And what is I just made one for United Monograms, and I made one for me, and I'm just kind of playing around with it. But what is what's the thing called? Duet? What's that?
So Duet, that's kind of like a I guess not really a mode, but it's where you can. So say you make a video.
Yeah.
If you give me the availability to do a duet with you, and you have the option to like close it off or not, I can mimic you or just do another video on top of what you already do. It's kind of like an overlay. Video overlay.
It's like a picture-in-picture?
Yeah. So say it again.
Like it's like a picture-in-picture kind of thing. Like you'll see it, and then your video will be over it.
There's 2 screens side by side.
Okay, that's why Duet. 2 screens side by side. Okay.
But I've seen people literally duet multiple screens, so it's just like I don't know. It's a way that you can. It's just an entertainment.
Interact. It's a way to interact with someone else.
I want to mimic you. I want to do. I don't know. You were playing golf one day, and I want to make my swing just like yours. I'll hit the duet button and just record a video of me swinging just like you or something like that.
Okay. All right. That's cool, man.
It's a fun way to interact. And,
yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll dive into it more. I gotta make sure. Find a way to sell monograms from it. That would be my goal on it.
You just gotta really. I've been watching TikTok. I've been on it. I put in like over 15 hours just kind of like studying the platform. And it's a lot of different stuff that you can do. But I've seen
Cool.
people. I've already seen people sell homes. I've seen sell like kitchenware, like all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Okay. I wonder if they'll eventually have an advertising platform, because I'm into that. Because
They already have it.
yeah, paid advertising.
Yeah, so it's like the bigger companies are using it, right? And like Hollister using it. Apple was using it a couple days ago when they dropped the new phone. So if you go to TikTok, I was looking for, because I wanted to run some ads for myself, but you have to have a small business and they have to accept you. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's probably something where I know way more than you is, but the actual advertising for the platforms, and you probably know more about like how to use them like organically, which is a great way to start. But I'm always like, I got a few bucks and I have a business, so I'm trying to see how I can convert and get some sales from it.
TikTok is weird. TikTok is weird with the views and how you like the organic. It's really good organic reach, but like your video just has to be good. Like if it's not, you will literally get 0 plays, even if you have followers.
Yeah, I posted one where I was like, I did like the sliding into Monday, and it got like 127 views, and I didn't know if that was good or like how people even found it.
Yeah, and people, I mean, even myself, I get super excited when I see the views, but like those views count like 1 second.
All right, they're inflated.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, there's no way 127 people like watch this and have to know me. I was like, there's no way.
But if you have the pro account, you can actually look at the details of each one, so you can see what's the average time people watch it, stuff like that.
Okay. Cool, man. Cool. Shit. All right. Anything else? Anything else on top of your mind? I mean, this has been good. I covered some stuff, and we're gonna keep in touch. All right, over the years as we become big.
Oh, dude, we will. We will. Another thing that's on my mind is perspective. Just because my friends they have their business right now and things are getting a little tough, and I just sent them a message yesterday. I actually posted the photo on Instagram, and it was just like the way you have to look at things. Like the reason I don't get up or down or I don't get like super soft is because of perspective. So I was like, what if my mom died in a car accident? What if my dad died? Would that really outweigh the problem at hand?
Yeah.
Perspective.
You
know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I always think about that. Like that's one of my ways that I am able to make big moves in business. Like, okay, if I fail, dude, I'm gonna have clothes. I'm gonna be able to go to McDonald's and get my $1 sandwich. I'm not gonna die on the street naked and homeless. Like that's just not gonna happen. And when you put that into perspective, it's like, what is there to be scared of? You know, in the past, you might get eaten by a lion, or you might actually die of hunger if you can't grow crops or whatever. But we don't have that issue these days. And that's the way I use perspective, like looking at it like that.
Like, I want to be realistic here. Like people, obviously things happen that's super bad and it's understandable. But at the same time, like you have to look at it a different way. I mean, you can get down, but it's just a lot better to have perspective and just
absolutely, man, always. And I told the story on your podcast where I had that big struggle about about 15 months ago. And my perspective at the time was, it could have been, oh my God, my life sucks. I'm losing everything. But my perspective was, this is going to be an opportunity for me to overcome something, have a great story, and get stronger from. And just that perspective, the difference between the two, it's everything. So that's
another thing. That things don't happen overnight. Like I've been putting out content for a year. What do I expect to happen in a year? Obviously, we know pop and stuff like that happens, but for the majority of people, it doesn't happen that fast. How long did it happen for you to build your business to a $5 million business?
Well, it took 7 years, and a long time.
It takes time, and when people realize, like, you have to realize it takes time. Why would you want something that super, I don't know what's the word, like super up in the ranks, like you don't want a lot of people to have, but you only want it to take a year for you to complete.
Yeah.
You see what like that doesn't
patience. Yeah. It's so important, man. And we'll see. I'm just getting started with a personal brand. We'll see what happens with that, but I'm mostly just doing this for fun, man. A couple day or two a week, put some time aside, talk to people like you. It's been fun. So again, thanks for the push
on all the platforms.
Yeah. I haven't been doing as good with that. I've only been like doing Instagram and Twitter, and that's why I said I'm only doing about 25% as good as I could be if I put all my energy into it. But we'll see. I'm happy I started, and I think it'll be cool to kind of look back. I started, and
LinkedIn for you too.
I think I was thinking about taking all my podcasts and then putting them in like written form and then putting that to LinkedIn.
Articles.
Articles, yeah. Like I just haven't done it yet.
Who's on LinkedIn a lot. Like, he really like understands the platform. We down and talk, and he was like, LinkedIn is like that's the place.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I got to start. I hate writing, so I was like, I got to start doing.
I hate writing too. Yeah, I just want to take my audio and have it be like transcribed. But yeah, that's the way to do it. But all right, man. Well, let's wrap this up, dude. That was great. I love talking to you. We're gonna keep in touch. We talked about perspective. We talked about college. And yeah, man, you're crushing it. Keep it up with the content. I'm watching. And again, thanks for the push 10 weeks ago to get me going with the podcast. So I appreciate it, man.
Look, thank you for the push too. I said, oh, Sean's pumping out that content. I got to pump out more. I got to go more.
I love it. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on.
I really do appreciate you having me on the show.
Boom.